This episode of Off The Script is brought to you by the Battle for Wall Street. Battle for Wall Street will take users on an unpredictable adventure as they try their luck at becoming the next Titan of Wall Street. A life simulation game, players will start their own virtual firm, which requires everything from constructing the trading floors and purchasing the coffee to hiring and managing the day traders. If you guys are interested in downloading, it is now available for your Android and Apple devices through Google Play and iTunes. Once again, that is the Battle for Wall Street, available now on your Android and Apple devices. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script, episode number 84. This is part number 2 for your Saturday morning. Thank you guys so much for joining me right here on the number one fucking source for everything WWE, right here on YouTube.com, man. Again, thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday morning with me. I'm feeling a lot better, actually. I'm feeling a lot better. It's Friday night. You guys are going to be seeing this on Saturday morning. I feel 1,000 times better than I did when I recorded part 1 of Off The Script. So thank you guys for your well wishes. They must have worked because I got my energy back. I got my voice back. I still sound kind of nasally, but I'm getting better, man. By the end of the weekend, JD should be back at 100%, resuming his YouTube duties. So once again, thank you guys as well for all the well wishes. Big news, guys. I've been reporting about Wrestlemania 32 for months now. We are now hearing new reports about The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar now that they are sanctioned to be inside Hell in a Cell on October 25th. Now, reports are coming out about WWE finding opponents for these two individuals in Arlington, Texas at Wrestlemania 32. Who are they going to be? We're going to start off with Brock Lesnar today, and then we're going to talk about The Undertaker on Sunday's top story. So make sure you stay tuned to Off The Script this weekend for the full information about The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar and everything transpiring with these two leading up into Hell in a Cell and then obviously into WrestleMania 32. If you guys missed part 1 of Off The Script, I do talk about The Undertaker and Lesnar again and why that match was booked at Hell in a Cell instead of at WrestleMania 32. So if you guys missed part 1, link is in the description below. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, right there, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, at JD from NY206 is the place to be on Twitter. If you guys want to follow everything I do on here, keep up to date, tweet me, follow me during Raw and pay-per-views, ask me questions, anything, man. I'm on Twitter all day long, at JD from NY206. And if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. Really, just hit the subscribe button, man. You're doing yourself a favor, all right? You're not going to get wrestling news anywhere on YouTube.com besides Joe Cronin, like you see right here on Off The Script. I got news about Cronin and I tomorrow as well, man. We actually got a fucking name for our weekly show, our new weekly show. That's going to be the number one fucking destination for everything WWE on YouTube.com, man. We are going to fucking own. And when I say own, grab it by the fucking balls and squeeze until you fucking scream in agony, man. That's what we're going to do to the fucking YWC, man. There's nobody that does it better than Joe Cronin and JD. News on that tomorrow. Get excited about that, all right? Now, let's get into Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, man. The original plan for WrestleMania 32 on April 3rd, 2016 at AT&T Stadium was for Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker to have their third and final encounter in their last series of matches. Thank fucking Christ, this is not happening at WrestleMania 32. Vince McMahon must have had an epiphany when he woke up one morning and said, you know what, I don't want this shit to drag out another 6 months. Why don't we do it at Hell in a Cell? Hell in a Cell has been booked to shit by us for the last couple of years. Maybe we would get people interested in watching the fucking B-level pay-per-view that is now Shit in a Cell. That's what I thought Vince McMahon did when he woke up one morning. He must have, but I'm glad it is now happening at Hell in a Cell. Like I said, I talk about that on Off The Script. Part 1 for this weekend show. That blueprint has been scrapped, as the two will now face, like I said, in Hell in a Cell at the next pay-per-view on October 23rd. I think I mentioned October 25th in the outset of this. I apologize for the fucking mistake. October 23rd at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The latest Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that WWE officials have 4 potential opponents in mind to face Brock Lesnar in Dallas next year. This is the list. This is the list, okay? Number 1, Seth Rollins. Obviously, that would make sense because after The Undertaker and this entire feud, obviously Brock Lesnar needs to revisit that at some point, being that he was screwed out of his title shot. I'm pretty sure, according to WWE logic, he is actually granted a rematch, and he has a rematch clause that he has yet to cash in. Okay, so Seth Rollins obviously would be at the top of the list. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I honestly don't see having another match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Number 1, you know, the match that they had at this year's WrestleMania was absolutely fucking phenomenal for what it was, man. And I raved about that match. I praised that match. And that match made me respect Roman Reigns. I hated Roman Reigns and what the WWE was doing with him, shoving him down our throats. That one match, that one 20-minute match that I had with Brock Lesnar made me respect him just a little bit, man. Whoever booked that match, whoever produced that match deserves a fucking raise, man. That was absolutely brilliant. Because when you take me, an avid WWE fan who was knocking that main event, who was pissing all over that main event, how are you going to have Roman Reigns, someone who is green as my mother's grass, fucking go in against Brock Lesnar and beat him? WWE fucking produced that match as well as they produced any match I've seen in recent memory, man. Roman Reigns did what he needed to do in that match. Brock Lesnar fucking was an absolute beast in that match. The blood added to it. The cash-in by Seth Rollins added to it. And all this is fucking lightning in a bottle. You are not going to recreate that at WrestleMania 32. Especially with Roman Reigns now being stuck in the mid-card with Bray Wyatt for most of this year. Now him and Dean Ambrose are going to get into a little feud with Chris Jericho. I don't see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's paths crossing up until WrestleMania 32, man. Maybe in the Royal Rumble, I don't know. But I don't think Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar needs to be booked at this time, especially at WrestleMania 32. You can do a lot more with both guys, especially Brock Lesnar. I do not see that match being revisited, okay? Number 3, and one name that's been talked about for years. One of the matches that Vince McMahon wants to have happen at WrestleMania. The one match that's been on his I must see it at WrestleMania list. The Rock. The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. He is number 3 out of 4 potential opponents for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. Will it happen? Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows The Rock's schedule except for The Rock. Do I think this match should happen? Yes. The only way this match will happen is if The Rock is not booked for Mr. Hollywood and a fucking movie after movie after movie, okay? The Rock now, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's doing Baywatch. I don't know what he's doing now, but The Rock needs to have an entire January until, I'd say, April free. And for The Rock, that's going to be pretty hard to do, man. He is not in the WWE universe like he used to. He is now one of the biggest movie stars in all of the world, making multi-million dollars fucking movie after movie. So obviously, WWE right now is number 2 on The Rock's radar. Hollywood is and will forever be number 1 for The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But will this match happen? I honestly don't know. You know, I would say 50-50. I would say 50-50 because, you know, WWE is going to go out and have this be the biggest fucking show ever. They're going to throw anything they can at The Rock to get him on the show. They're going to pay him whatever he wants. They're going to fucking beg, get down on their hands and knees and beg for Dwayne Johnson to be at WrestleMania 32. I really don't know if it's going to happen or not, but the only event that it should happen is at WrestleMania. So, I don't know, man. To me, if you had to pick a top 2, it would be The Rock and my next one on the list, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, one thing I want to pinpoint here that nobody really has mentioned, okay, and I got news on this following this report, actually. The Monday Night Raw before Hell in a Cell, okay, is emanating from Dallas, Texas, okay. Dallas, Texas, or Texas in itself, is the home of WrestleMania 32, okay. You following me? WrestleMania 32, Dallas, Brock Lesnar, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. They will be on Monday Night Raw. They will be in the same building. They will be on a podcast following Monday Night Raw together on the WWE Network. Do you piece the puzzle together, man? A lot of people are now going to be speculating that maybe this could finally be coming a reality. Stone Cold and Brock Lesnar on the podcast in Dallas. Is this a tease? Is this going to be a foreshadowing for what we see at WrestleMania 32? Nobody's really mentioned that. Nobody has really mentioned that yet. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But those are the top four. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Steve Austin. Okay, Seth Rollins, obvious choice here, because Brock Lesnar needs a rematch for the WWE title. But will Seth Rollins be the WWE champion going into WrestleMania? Roman Reigns is the dark horse here. I don't see him being chosen to fight Brock Lesnar for a second year in a row at WrestleMania. The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, those are the top two choices, not only by the WWE, but I'm sure by WWE fans all over the world, with Stone Cold being number one. I think The Rock would be number two, but, you know, The Rock was teased in a match with Triple H. The WWE right now is all over the fucking board, man. They're all over the map. They don't know what the fuck they want at WrestleMania. They need to solidify matches. They need to get people in place. They need to have contracts signed, and I got a fucking bug on me. Look at this shit, man. Live, look, watch this. Boom, look, blood. You can't see it. A fucking fly just flew on me. I don't know if it was a mosquito or this or that. Look, he bit me. He bit me. I know he bit me, man. Do flies have red blood or green? I don't know, man. I really don't know. That motherfucker bit me. Guarantee it. Live, off the script, man. This is definitely off the script right now. I'm not even editing that out, man. I'm fucking keeping that right there. Motherfucker was sitting right on me. I look down, and I see this fucking big black shit on my arm. Motherfucker, man. Off the script. You never know what you're gonna get on Off the Script, man. Where was I? Stone Cold and The Rock, number 1 and 2 on the list for WrestleMania 32 opponents for Brock Lesnar. Lesnar and Rollins are no stranger to each other between the ropes, with the two having fought on multiple occasions for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Their last bout occurred at WWE Battleground, with The Undertaker costing Lesnar his chance at regaining the belt. The belief with Reigns is that he and Lesnar didn't have a decisive finish at WrestleMania 31, although the chances of this match taking place are relatively slim, as the former Shield member may be challenging for the world title at the big event. The Rock and Lesnar have only faced each other once in a singles match before, with Lesnar capturing the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam 2002. The original plans had these two squaring off at a prior WrestleMania before The Rock injured himself at WrestleMania 29 against John Cena in the main event. Lesnar will be appearing on Austin's podcast following Monday Night Raw on October 19th. Now, speaking of that, the Beast Incarnate will be the next guest of the Stone Cold Steve Austin's highly acclaimed Stone Cold podcast next month. It was announced during a special Paul Heyman narrated promo on the WWE Night of Champions pay-per-view that World Champion Brock Lesnar will sit down with the Hall of Famer immediately following Monday Night Raw on October 19th, which is a show that will include HBK, Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold, Ric Flair. A lot of legends are going to be on hand for the go-home show of Monday Night Raw on October 19th. Austin last chatted with fellow Hall of Famer Edge and tag team partner Christian on September 7th. Other guests of his include Paige, Paul Heyman, Triple H, and Chairman Vince McMahon. So, obviously, like I said, keep in mind, Dallas, Stone Cold, Lesnar, Texas, WrestleMania 32. People will be talking about it just based on that principle alone. This is going to be one of the reasons why you must go out and get the WWE Network if you do not have a subscription already. This one podcast, man, this absolutely will be a can't-miss show, man. I don't give a fuck if you got school. I don't give a shit if you got fucking work. You got to stay up late and watch this podcast, man. It is going to be can't miss. Trust me. I can't wait for October 19th to come, man. Speaking of Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell, confirmed matches right now. Only The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. We could probably pencil in Seth Rollins versus Kane as well for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Other rumored matches to take place. Tag Team Championship, The New Day versus the Dudley Boys. Divas Championship, Triple Threat. Charlotte versus Nikki Bella versus Paige after that Paige pipe bomb on Monday Night Raw. I called it. Where'd you hear it first? Right here on Off the Script. WWE Intercontinental Championship, Kevin Owens versus Royback. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Braun Strowman versus Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton. It is also likely that John Cena will defend his United States Championship, although his opponent is unknown at this time. I don't like the way they worded that. It is also likely, it is probably 100% certain that John Cena will defend his WWE United States Championship. What kind of pay-per-view would it be without John Cena defending the WWE United States Championship? Well, by the looks of this card up and down, it is a fucking Monday Night Raw, or I could say it's fucking Night of Champions rebooked with Hell in a Cell renamed. But Hell in a Cell really is going to be a one-match pay-per-view, and that's The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Vince McMahon figures that one match will sell this entire pay-per-view, which I'm sure he's right, but, you know, that doesn't give the WWE an excuse to give us a shit mid-card and semi-main event with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins defending against Kane. Who the fuck wants to see that? I wish Kane was not even on my fucking TV. I wish Kane wasn't even on the fucking roster to begin with. This split personality deal not working out, man. I really don't know. I really don't know who would enjoy this type of act. I really don't. The way Monday Night Raw ended, I mean, what are we watching? Are we watching a fucking children's program? How many times has it been done? Kane comes in, the arena's all red, it's all smoky. Where's Kane? He's gonna come up from underneath the ring, and then he's pulling Seth Rollins down into the fucking ring, man. Seriously? I mean, if you're an adult watching this, how can you get excited about that? I'm sitting there rolling my eyes that WWE ended a Monday Night Raw like that. Who enjoyed that? I mean, if you're not 12 years old, you're not enjoying that. Simple. That was a fucking pathetic excuse for an ending of Monday Night Raw. And this is why Monday Night Raw is failing. This is why Monday Night Raw is failing, man. Who is going to sit and watch 3 hours to see the conclusion of a show that includes Kane in the main event, pulling Seth Rollins through the fucking ring, through the depths of hell, man? Are we reliving the Attitude Era? No, we're not even anywhere close to that. But it's fucking pathetic that we have to see Kane pulling the same shenanigans, the same tricks that he's been pulling for the last 25 years, man. Give me a fucking break. And now Seth Rollins has got to deal with this bullshit, and now we as a fucking fan base have to deal with Seth Rollins versus Kane for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, man. Please, hand me a bottle of NyQuil, my precious bottle of NyQuil, and wake me when The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar make their way to the ring. Please. Nobody gives a shit. Hopefully Seth Rollins just does away with Kane, and we don't have to see him anymore, man. That's my rant on that. I didn't have a Monday Night Raw review, so I couldn't rant about it then. Figured I'd rant about it now. All right. We have news on Monday Night Raw, like I mentioned. The October 19th edition of Monday Night Raw in Dallas may end up being one of the WWE's biggest televised events of the year. WWE.com has confirmed the appearances of several big names and Hall of Famers who will be appearing on the program. Per WWE.com, and I quote, as Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour winds down, or makes its way towards Los Angeles, I should say, the Beast Incarnate's Infernal Caravan will make a stopover on WWE's flagship show where a few legends and Hall of Famers will join the ride. WWE.com can confirm the October 19th Raw scheduled to emanate live from Dallas, home of WrestleMania 32, will not only feature a live appearance by Lesnar, but also WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Ric Flair, as well as Lesnar's Hell in a Cell opponent, The Undertaker. Not only will this be the final Raw before the Beast's Hell in a Cell contest with the Phenom, but the Go to Hell tour will continue as Raw goes off the air when Lesnar and Austin sit down for the latest edition of the Stone Cold Podcast live on the award-winning WWE Network. See the final stop on the Beast Road to Hell when Raw emanates live from Dallas on October 19th, 8, 7 Central on the USA Network, man. You gotta love how WWE fucking writes and scripts these fucking written promos on WWE.com. I mean, who the fuck writes like that? Really? As Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour makes its way towards Los Angeles, the Beast Incarnate Infernal Caravan will make a stop. Who the fuck writes this garbage? Jesus Christ, it sounds so fucking cheesy. It sounds so cheesy, man. I can't help but fucking laugh when you read that shit. But regardless of that, Monday Night Raw on October 19th, supposedly going to be a fucking can't-miss show. Like the report says, one of the biggest televised events of the year for WWE. Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Lesnar, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels will be in the building. What role is Shawn Michaels going to play? You know, Austin and Lesnar are going to be there for the podcast. You know, Lesnar and Undertaker are going to be there to build towards their showdown in Hell in a Cell. And then Ric Flair obviously will be there in support of his daughter, Charlotte, who is now the newly crowned Divas champion. And finally, guys, speaking of the Divas, it appears all the prayers that I've said before I go to sleep at night, before I lay my head on my pillow, my glorious pillow, that I've fallen asleep during Monday Night Raw several times, seems all the prayers that I've said before sleep have finally been answered. Someone is listening to me, and I can't thank God enough, man. Listen to this, and this will make everyone listening smile. The NXT Women's Championship picture needs new faces in the fold, with Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch becoming permanent fixtures on the main roster. Previous reports had indicated that WWE officials were looking to build up Eva Marie to make her a legitimate... First of all, before I even continue, Eva Marie and the word legitimate belong nowhere near each other, man. They're like polar opposites of each other. Seriously. Eva Marie and legitimate is a fucking joke. Seriously. But this is what the report says. That the WWE is looking, or was looking, to make Eva Marie the legitimate #1 contender for Bayley. Having the two feud until All Red Everything eventually captured the title from Bayley. Fucking Christ, man. I would rather fucking hell freeze over than fucking have Eva Marie win the WWE NXT Women's Championship. Alright, the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, though, calms everybody's fears. Everybody's prayers have been answered. And Dave Meltzer notes that plans have changed and that fans won't be seeing Eva Marie and a title reign anytime soon. Oh my fucking God. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Lord, you have listened to me, and I'm fucking grateful that I have all these fucking people praying along with me, and now it has been answered. Eva Marie and the NXT Championship will no longer see the light of day. At least not for now. Alright? We won't be seeing an Eva Marie title reign any soon. There was reportedly a call this week for Eva Marie's push to be slowed down, with more of an emphasis being pushed on Asuka. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Kana, okay? And Dana Brooke as top challengers for Bayley. WWE hopes that Bayley versus Kana and the matches that they have can live up to the standards set by the Four Horsewomen, and they will give time to Eva Marie, Dana Brooke, and Alexa Bliss to improve in the ring so that they can too soon enter the title picture in the near future. Bayley will defend the NXT Women's Championship against Sasha Banks in a 30-minute Iron Woman match that I will cover right here on Off The Script as soon as the event goes off the air on October 7th at NXT TakeOver Respect at Full Sail University, man. Very smart move by WWE. You don't want to slow down the NXT revolution for the women, man. You got fucking Nia Jax coming in, right? You got Kana, who is now signed to the WWE and now performing in NXT. You want to keep the momentum going. It is a very smart move just based on that principle that WWE continues to give us main event women matches, man. Because after Bayley and Sasha Banks get done with each other in a 30-minute Iron Man match at NXT TakeOver Respect, how are you going to follow that up, man? Seriously, are you going to follow that up with Eva Marie and Bayley fucking it up? You're going to have Eva Marie making an embarrassment out of herself in front of Bayley, who is the NXT Women's Champion? Or are you going to put Bayley, who can fucking out-wrestle any woman on the roster, against Kana And you're going to have that momentum going, and you're going to keep the fans hungry for more women's wrestling, man. For more fast-paced, unbelievable women's wrestling that we haven't seen in the WWE in years, and that we continue to don't see on Monday Night Raw, man. The real revolution is in NXT, and you got to give your credit to Triple H. You got to tip your cap to Triple H and everybody involved, man. They're making a revolution of what the women are doing down at NXT, and I just hope that Vince McMahon just one of these days opens his eyes and sees this is how you book women, man. You don't need to be all complicated with the storylines. You know, Bayley and Sasha Banks, they got a great feud going, and it's the simplest of simplest, man. Really, you don't need anything. You don't need anything, man. Take a look what they're doing down at NXT as they went into NXT Brooklyn, and now they're going into NXT Respect. You don't need anything complicated, man. It's simple booking, week-to-week booking. Simple enough for the fans to grasp, simple enough for the fans so that they can sink their teeth in it, and they don't lose interest. Simple. And I'm glad that Bayley and Kana now are going to be next in line to give us a series of matches for the NXT Women's Championship, man. Great move by WWE, smart move by WWE, and Eva Marie is years away from becoming even a legitimate contender for the NXT Women's Championship. But that is off the script, guys. Thank you so much for watching part 2. Got more news on part 3. You don't want to go anywhere. I got news on Sting. I got news on The Undertaker's possible opponents at WrestleMania 32. And I got big news on SmackDown. Major changes coming to SmackDown in January. And Carlito Cool. Will Carlito be coming back to the WWE, man? All this plus so much more on part 3 of Off the Script. You don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so already. We are the #1 source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. Please show my sponsors some love. You got WrestleCrate.com. I got an unboxing coming very soon. The guys over at Chairshot Reality, Justin LeBar, Josh Eisenberg, and Brian Gulish. Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. My guys over at The Battle for Wall Street. Go and download that shit for your Android and iPhone devices right now. Free. Great game for you guys to enjoy if you're taking the train to work or if you're bored at work. Whatever the case may be, it's on Android and Apple devices right now. And please, go out and buy a fucking t-shirt. Wrestling, the best shirt that you can possibly buy for your money, man. ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script. Or if you don't want to buy a t-shirt, you can always donate to the show. Link down below for everything you guys need, alright? Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with part 3. Until then, enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for part 3 of Off The Script. This is JD, and I'll see you then.